Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. Excuse me if y'all hear a little noise in the background. That's the dryer. I got some kids out by the pool and whatnot, so it might be a little chaotic in my background, but don't pay it no mind, okay? Alright, so as y'all know, if y'all have been listening, we've been following this periodic table and we're going over it. We're in the midst of phasing through that particular series, but every now and again, if the Most High will have a message for us, he'll come through and have us stop what we're doing to focus on something in particular. Today's no different, okay? We will eventually get back to the periodic table of the famous four, or the most essential to living organisms in this dimension. We have to do nitrogen. So we did hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. We have to do nitrogen, and then we're going to go into the other four, which is sulfur. I forget the other, but yeah, my mind is somewhere else right now, okay? This topic is about challenging your faith, right? I had recently been talking about just recalibrating the mind. We actually discussed it yesterday, and just how do we change our mentality to start changing other things, right? So changes can start manifesting in our lives. And I asked the Most High, okay, what's the topic? And then he's like, now, fear. We have to get rid of the spirit of fear. And we have to challenge our faith by doing that. You have to allow the Creator to take over, and you have to be a willing participant. I'm not saying you have to go to church and Juma every week, even though it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you have to carry the sacred text around with you, even though it's nothing wrong with that. Okay? I'm encouraging it, actually. However, I'm not saying that we have to be just so religious overnight, right? Even though it's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But it is one day at a time, and we do have to be realistic, and we are human, and the Most High understands that. He created us, right? He's the creator. So you have to be willing to allow your plan to not be your plan at all. You have to put your faith in the Most High and believe and understand that He is going to do whatever it is He promised you. If you have a promise and you're being spiritually attacked, you already know that the Word of God is the Word of God. It's the Qadr. It is written in stone. All of those sayings, right? The word doesn't come back void, right? If the Creator said it to you, if the Creator has been communicating some things that He has for you in the future, it's going to happen. But you have to position yourself. If you don't know what it is that the Creator is doing in your life, or put you here for, or what is going on with you, you need to do a fast and find out what it is that you should be doing. These times that we're living in are really, really crucial. It's really important. We need to be our own navigators. We need to be our own everything. We need to be willing to focus on everything that is connected to the Most High, because essentially He does have our best interests at heart. He, she, it, they, them, whatever, right? The Creator, the Most High, is willing to let you in on some of His secrets if you are willing to be obedient to Him in His word, right? What I find to be the most challenging thing for me is changing my habits, and not just smoking and things like that, just being impatient and hasty, kind of the same thing, right? Quick to give attitude and just responding sometimes when I don't mean to. Like, I'm really working on that. I'm really working on how to move at a pace where the creator can work through me and not have to be before me all the time. Of course, I want him before me, but meaning always having to lead me. Like, I need to be with him in partnership, so much so that the lead is smooth. It's not him trying to stop every little thing because everything I'm doing is a mistake and he's blocking it, right? So we need to start allowing or learning how to allow the horse to go before the cart. Let things fall in place, and they will. Trust me. I'm scattered, right? My energy is all over the place. I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, but I know deep down for sure, I'm betting my life on it 1,000% that the creator has something for me, but it's just something that I need to do to get everything on the roll. And that's not up to anyone. His plan is his plan. It doesn't have anything to do with me. And if he wants you to do something, if he's gonna get you into shape, you don't have a choice. You can do this by force, or you can be a willing participant. But if the creator wants something to happen, it will indeed take place. Now, I wanted to just make sure, before we kept going on to all these different topics that are kind of like textbook information, we need to stay grounded. We have to ground ourselves. I was going to start focusing on a fasting schedule after I get the tutoring schedule situated. But as you all know, I am not stable. I'm going to tell y'all when I move in. Y'all are going to know, because them videos are going to be up and rolling, okay? But all in all, I'm really excited about what's coming, because I know the creator has something in store for me, and I'm not afraid. Right now, you have to be willing to be bold. You have to be willing to be bold. You have to be willing to be bold. You have to be willing to stand on your 10 toes. And you can't let nothing scare you, shake you, rattle you, distract you, deter you, devour you. Okay? Everything that's coming needs to be from the creator. Everything that you are focusing on needs to be connected to the creator and his plan and purpose over your life. Anything that doesn't have anything to do with what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not being led, you might be dead. Alright? I too have a lot of things that I want to hone in on, but I know other things are more important, so my energy is scattered, like I said. But when it comes to allowing things to happen, you have to be willing to surrender your desire to control. And sometimes I notice a lot of people, when they're like used to being in control, not being able to let the control just be in the hands of the creator, don't even realize that they're fighting to stay in control. That was me at one point. Like, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to make, no. And we talked about this yesterday. Whatever you can do, whatever is in your power is the only thing that is in your power. Everything else you need to leave up to the creator. Don't stress yourself with things that you can't change. Because ultimately, you will hurt yourself. You will. And this is something that you have to be willing to gamble with. I remember, when I had first, went through my first ascension as like a real adult, realizing like what's really happening. I had realized that some work had been done on me. I knew that this was already going on, but it was like a lot of past tense stuff. But I'm saying like currently, like the current. And I had just bust out speaking in tongues, and I was being led to do that. Sometimes you have to just sit in stillness and listen, and be willing to be free of the desire to control what really is not, in your control. And I want to say that the more you start practicing, and I know there's a lot of different like mantras, there's different techniques and skills that you can do to release all the energy and whatnot. You can look for whatever may be useful to you. I'm just saying that all in all, it is time to challenge yourself, challenge your fears, challenge your faith. Fear is the spirit, okay? It's the lowest vibration, even lower than hate and sadness and depression. Fear it falls the deepest on the scale, okay? It's a spirit that has to be eradicated immediately, because it's time for all of everything we know to start being, challenged. A lot of things are getting ready to change, and as we discussed yesterday, your mindset has to change. Your thinking, you have to form new habits, right? Form new habits, start doing new things. How do you do that? With your thinking. But you have to be willing to be challenged. You have to be confident that the Creator is going to have something good for you in the end. I know that this is whatever it is, whether it's not smoking, not drinking, not going out, not eating out, sticking to a diet, sticking to a workout regime, not having certain people in your home anymore, not going certain places, sticking to whatever goal it is that you set for yourself, right? Let's take it deeper. Building a relationship with the Creator. Stepping closer to your real desires, your real goals, your real dreams. Challenging your fears, challenging yourself, challenging your now, and being willing to put in the work to step into a new situation. It's the same thing for me, because I realized that it is definitely insanity to keep doing the same thing, expecting to get the same results. It's crazy people stuff, right? But I do think it's important for us to bear in mind that you need to really, really understand yourself enough to be able, right, to have certain conversations, certain goals, certain desires, certain risks, right? You have to be willing to put in the work to understand yourself, your environment, the plan. You have to know the Creator, to know how He thinks, how He strategizes, right? So all of these things are moving parts. You have to know how to discern people and know if they too are connected with the Creator. You have to know if they are sent by the Creator or the enemy to distract you and delay you. All of those things, right? I'm going to leave it here, though. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all are ready to challenge and change, okay? Because it is time for, you feel me, like us to arrive. We're here, okay? But I do love y'all. Drink y'all water, eat y'all fruit and y'all veg.